Montreal has a reputation for hedonism and overt sexuality. A city where all of your desires can and will be met enthusiastically. A place where gay men greet each other not with a handshake, but on their knees. And although many cities have been cleaned up by the morality police, like New York, Montreal shines as a beacon of sexual liberation. When I go to Montreal, I usually frequent a different sauna, and I even worked in another one, but this trip I had my eye set on GI Joe. It's nestled snugly in the gay village, and GI Joe recently experienced a fire that closed it down. So I'm curious, after a fire and a renovation, would GI Joe take advantage of that time and the opportunity to upgrade and improve itself? In other words, is it worth a visit? In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know. What are the amenities like? Are the staff helpful? What's the vibe? And finally, I will end with my extremely scientific rating system and give GI Joe a rating out of 10 eggplants. It's a big place, so let's get started. Now, when I visit saunas around the world, I'm there with a critical eye to report back to you. But I'm also there to have fun. So to hear about my spicy adventures at GI Joe in full and complete detail, head on over to my OnlyFans page, found on my website, linked in the description below. We're going to start with the fire because that's a pretty traumatic experience for any business to go through. Obviously, 3 people were injured in this fire that erupted after 6:30 early November of last year. Firefighters showed up. They quickly responded. 2 men were sent to the hospital, 1 in critical condition with smoke inhalation. There were 90 firemen. Now, that sounds like a porn to me. Sounds really hot, but I'm not going to make jokes because actually their place was on fire and people got hurt, and that's not funny. So it took several hours to put out the fire, and the source of the fire they discovered was a heater. So GI Joe ended up being closed for 9 months because of this fire, and it reopened in July of 2024, just in time for Montreal Pride, which is the first weekend of August. Now, something that I've begun doing is before I visit the saunas, I actually read reviews online. The reviews, it's more of a curiosity thing. It doesn't really sway me one way or another. It actually has more 1-star ratings than anything else. But again, I'm not going to let that sway me. Let's read a couple of things that people had to say. The guys at the reception can be very rude and hostile towards the customers. Well, that's usually most saunas I've gone to, that is the case. This place has been taken over by barebackers, coke sniffers, and crackheads. I love that that's the review, but they gave it 4 stars, so maybe they're into barebackers, coke sniffers, and crackheads. Let's read another one. Oh, this is 1 star. Compared to Steamworks in Toronto, this can't even come close. Tried it and no need to visit again. This one is 5 stars. Best horny sauna in Montreal, very open. People are more likely to leave a bad review because when you're upset, you want to strike back. So again, I don't put that much stock into the reviews. I thought it'd be interesting to share. But let's take a look at the website, because the website is another interesting thing with the saunas. Some of them really hit the mark, and then other ones really miss the mark completely, because this is such a useful marketing tool that they should be using. I've looked at the website already. There is a lack of photos, unfortunately. I would like to see more photos of the inside of the place, because now having visited it, it's worth showing that on the website. Here it shows the terrace, which is nice. It says there's a 5 à 7 barbecue, so like a 5 to 7 on the terrace, which is nice. Then the things you can rent, the lockers, double rooms, sling rooms, private dungeon, luxury suite. They're open 24 hours, of course. And they have the spa, the dry sauna, steam rooms, showers. It's air conditioned, there's music, a snack bar. So it tells you what they offer, which is good because you want to know before you go. Okay, now under partners, the first thing that comes up is communion. So if you know about the communion parties, they are all over North America, and Montreal is no stranger to them. If you go to the archives, there's a gallery of photos. These are different posters and stuff, so this is pretty typical for any bathhouse. But under more, you have the price. So finally we're getting to the price, the entrance price. A locker is $16. Now this is Monday through Thursday. A single room is $22, a double room is $42, the sling room is $52, the bunker is $72, and the dungeon is $109. So I'm going to explain what those rooms are all about too, because I did get to see a few of them. And then on the weekend, they're Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously it goes up. But if we click here on the dungeon, this is the only part that has photos. And it's interesting because I don't remember seeing this dungeon when I was at GI Joe. And I think what happened is this. I believe this space that they're showing here, with all of these pictures and all of the slings and TV and all of these fun amenities and fuck benches and stuff, I believe that this is now room number 69 that they've sort of sectioned off and is available for rent. So that's the website. Is it terrible? No. Could it be better? Absolutely. When I got to Montreal, we're walking down St. Catherine, you see GI Joe. The location is so amazing. It's so central. It's on St. Catherine. You can't miss it. Beaudry subway station is basically across the street. I mean, it's lit up. It's an entire building. You can't miss it. Nice graphics on the outside, bright colors. It's flashing. It's fun. It's sexy. You walk inside and then you're immediately in the reception area. Of course, it's got the glass, the people behind that are working. The problem was when we went, so it was Saturday, it wasn't even late, but according to the people that were working, it was full. In this case, they don't give you a locker. They give you a beeper. You know when you go to a restaurant and they give you like a what are they? A beeper? A buzzer? A thing. You know what I mean? They're like, we'll buzz you when the table's ready. Just go wait outside or whatever. Okay. So they give you one of those. It's not free, by the way. This beeper thing is going to cost you $25 deposit. And then you go outside. So we were kind of ejected from the location, which was okay because actually the weather was beautiful and the street was bustling because this was the week directly before Pride and already the village was vibrant and happening and really lots to look at, lots to do and whatever. So it was okay. But I was thinking, imagine you go to GI Joe, it's full, they give you the beeper, you pay the $25 deposit, and then they eject you out into a snowstorm. Montreal weather is notoriously bad. The winters are very hard. So having this beeper and being out, what am I going to run across the street to the Starbucks, I guess, and just like wait inside with like a latte? Eventually the beeper goes off. I go inside and I get my room. It was not a long wait, so it all worked out, I guess. So the first interaction with the staff was this whole beeper situation and the deposit. They were friendly. They were good. It was good. It was good. I don't ask for too much. Just be informative, helpful, and not an asshole. The next interaction I had with them was when I was changing a towel. So at GI Joe, it's going to cost you $1 if you want to change your towel. Like say your towel is like soaking wet. I'm not mad about that. For the environment's sake, it kind of stops people from just taking advantage of getting new towels just for the sake of it. And when I went to exchange the towel, the guy that was doing that was making jokes with me and stuff. So he was like trying to be funny. He wasn't funny actually, but he was really like making jokes and stuff. And for me, I was like, that's above and beyond. Like you don't need to, put on a show for me. The other thing with the staff was I did see them cleaning rooms, which is great because then you think, oh, they're keeping the place clean. And it was nice because they were quick, they were efficient, they were quiet, they stayed out of your way. And hey, if you are finding this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss a thing. And if you're a fan, why not consider becoming a member of the channel by finding the join button on the right-hand side of the main channel page. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this thing because I know you want to know the amenities. Like what does GI Joe have to offer? So let's talk about the lay of the land. As soon as you go through the reception, the door opens, you're in this sort of main floor area. It's got really high ceilings. This is where you do like communal things. Like maybe this is where you meet your friends. This is like your meeting point kind of thing. It's more brightly lit than other areas. There's little tables. You can sit around. There's things for sale. So there's dildos, cock rings, lube, Basically anything you didn't think to bring or maybe forgot or lost is there for sale, which is great. And there's a private washroom with a door that locks, which is amazing. You can take care of business there. Now, all of the sauna type things are also in this more brightly lit, social, communal type first floor area. When they had the fire and they did the renovations, I don't know what they renovated, what's new, what's not. I can only speculate by what I saw. And I'm speculating that the dry sauna was renovated because it was really nice. And that's rare, I think, for a sauna. A lot of bathhouses, saunas, the dry sauna is usually an afterthought. Sometimes the wood looks kind of rotting and there's usually like a smell. It's usually not hot enough, but this one felt new. It had nice red accent lighting. It had a big flat screen TV playing porn in the dry sauna, which is rare. I don't know if I've seen that before. So that area felt brand new, which was nice. It showed. Then there's the jacuzzi, which is the flip side of that, where it's like, I don't think they touched that at all. And that maybe needs a little bit of a zhuzh. I mean, it's just a jacuzzi. It's sort of plunked in the middle of this big room. There's a TV behind it playing porn. The lighting is not sexy. The jacuzzi looks outdated. The water was warm, which is great. Meh, meh, meh. Then there's, of course, the steam room. So the steam room is like the jacuzzi. I feel like maybe they did not renovate that. Either they didn't have the budget or they didn't feel they needed to do it. But the steam room is a little meh. Also, it's too dark in there, weird smell. Those are the two things that I remember from the steam room. So, dry sauna, 2 thumbs up. The jacuzzi steam room, eh. That all changes, however, when you go down the stairs into the basement. Now, the basement is classic, what you would expect a basement of a bathhouse to be. It's darker down there. There's rooms, there are lockers, there are 2 private bathrooms that I could tell were there, which is great. I love this private bathroom situation. Sometimes somebody was waiting outside because it's only one at a time type of thing, but typically when you're in a bathroom, you're doing something that you don't necessarily want everybody to watch you doing or hear you doing. So I appreciate these private bathrooms with the doors. I think they're a good idea. Maybe there could be more of them. Then there's a big sling room with a sling in the middle. It's open and a big TV and it's playing porn. And it kind of opens onto, or you can go into, the dark maze. Now, I will attest that I did not venture into the dark room maze area. It was so dark and it was packed. There was tons of people coming and going, and I was kind of like biding my time and waiting for the right moment, but I never felt the actual pull to go in there. But if you enjoy pitch black spaces, there is that there for you. And then there's another sort of hallway with glory holes and stuff like that down there. So there's more anonymous play areas down in the basement, which is where you would expect it to be. Now, if you head back up the stairs, you're on the main floor again, and then you walk up more stairs, there's the second floor. And on the second floor, there was this big, now this was renovated. This, I'm sure, was newly renovated. There's sort of this big open area. It's got layered benches where people can sit. Big TVs, like multiple TVs, all playing different porn. One thing that they did really well was that there was TVs everywhere, all playing porn. Everywhere you looked, there was like a new flat screen TV playing porn. So I don't know if that was part of the renovations. So big open room, people, and there were people sitting there and playing and stuff like that. Then off to the side of that, there's a couple of showers, another bathroom. There were the regular rooms, and there was a few like specialty rooms. So they had those windows. So they have little curtains so they can close and you can have full privacy in the rooms. But if you choose to, you can open the little curtains and just put on a show. I mean, you can leave the door open anyway, but if you want to put on a show but not have anyone come in, you close the door, you open all your curtains, The windows are there and everybody's watching, and I actually did watch a couple of shows that night. That's the second floor. Then you walk up another flight of stairs and you're on the third floor. Up there, I think, again, there was some more renovations that were done because there were more showers, but these ones, unlike the second floor, which felt a little outdated or, not new, the ones on the third floor felt new. They were like glass showers with sensor. The water pressure was good. The water temperature was good, which is important. They were censored. The water was on for long enough. You could get wet and sort of rinse, but then it would turn off, which is great for the environment. And I gotta tell you about room number 69. First of all, I love that they called it 69. Like the number on the door is 69. I feel like that 69 space is the dungeon that they're showing online because there's a lot of the same elements. Just swapped around a little bit. There's a big TV, there's the sling. This room, it's really big, lots of windows, which you can close for privacy, but which were open a lot, and I watched a lot that was going on in the dungeon, or room 69. The rest of the floor is basically rooms, actually directly across from my room, and this is just coincidence, because I was on a waiting list, and then I got whatever they gave me. Directly across from my room were two slings. This is an open room. Just two slings and like a throne. Like a giant leather throne. Which I haven't seen before in a bathhouse. And I was wondering, what do you do on the throne? And this is me just being naive, I guess. If you know what goes on on the throne, I guess worship? Maybe it's like some kind of worship? Foot worshipping also? Big throne, leather chair thing. So let's talk about the rooms because, there's the lockers, there's the rooms. Lockers were normal lockers. Rooms, we've talked about the specialty rooms with the windows. Some have slings, room 69, etc. The rooms, though, typically are small, tiny little rooms. They're just little, tiny baby rooms. No, they're very small. They're quite small. What else do you need except, I guess, kind of a mattress and then a locker to put your shit in, which is basically what the room is. It's this small little mattress and then this locker where you can store your stuff. So I feel like the rooms in general maybe were not renovated. The sheets, are hideous. The mattress was actually not bad. It wasn't not comfortable. And the rooms were small. Some of the rooms also do have TVs, so you can get rooms with TVs. So there's different levels of room. I guess I had the smallest, shittiest one. And then there are more stairs. And you go up, up, up to the rooftop terrace, which is really big, totally private. In fact, there was a fuck bench right in the middle there for people. They weren't using it, but it was there. You could. And there was a closed off smoking room. Let's talk about the overall vibe of the place. I found GI Joe to be non-judgy in the sense that there were all types of people there. Honestly. All ages, all body types, lots of different ethnicities. It was really nice to see a good, healthy mix. And not just like, oh, that muscle queen is getting all the action. I saw a lot of people getting down and dirty and having a lot of fun and the time of their lives. So it was nice. It had that sort of like, everybody's here, everybody's welcome, and we're all going to have fun. It felt at times when I was walking down the hall, there would be like a door would be open and somebody would be like leaning against their door, and you pass another one and somebody's on the bed. And it felt a little like a movie, almost like if I was going to film a movie scene, I would be like, okay, you stand in the doorway, okay? And Gary, lie on the bed with your towel. Good. Just like that. Like it was I was like, where am I right now? This is so, and they felt, everyone was giving off the vibe of being very open. Okay, so some pros and cons of GI Joe. Pros are, it's an extremely popular place, and this is going to ensure a good and constant crowd. A lot of tourists, especially from the US, they come up and they go to GI Joe. The renos were much appreciated. Like I mentioned, the dry sauna, some of the shower areas, the specialty rooms, I believe. Whatever they did, and even the terrace. I don't know if the terrace, they redid it. I guess. I mean, it's wood, so it probably burned. It felt very nice and new and spacious and good. So the renos are much appreciated. And the staff. Like, the staff gave me more than I needed because they knew what they were talking about and they were helpful. And then the guy's cracking jokes. Like, who are you? Of course, there are cons. The cons would be the steam room, which I walked in and just walked right out. The jacuzzi, which was just uninspiring. I would say the rooms also in general are really tiny. Oh, the smaller the room, you can fit more rooms, you fit more people to play with. I don't know. And another con for me is, and they can't really do anything about this because it's just the building, but all the stairs. So it's really, it's the basement, it's the main floor, it's the second floor, the third floor, and the terrace. There's like 5 floors. So if you're up on the terrace and you're like, where's my friend? I'm gonna go look for him. Good fucking luck. So with everything considered, the tangible things like the space and the amenities, and also the intangible things like the overall vibe and my experience of the night, I am giving GI Joe a final rating of 8.5 eggplants out of 10. Definitely a must-see for any horny tourist or local looking for a good time. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. My channel is made possible through the support of my patrons, like my newest patron, Brian. Patrons of my channel get advanced access to episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and monthly video chats with me. And for a deeper dive, why not sign up for my newsletter? It's absolutely free and full of... It's absolutely free and full of discounts on fun stuff for you to enjoy. For all the ways in which you can support, just go to patrickmarano.com, linked in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah.